Hi, I'm Sam here at Rick Jones Pianos with a really beautiful Yamaha C3 that was originally built in 1976 in Hamamatsu, Japan. But it's a piano we've had to do some work to. We weren't happy with the condition of the piano as it arrived. It had been repinned with very large tuning pins in the past, which led us to conclude that the pin block that was original to it was tired. So we rebuilt this piano with new strings, new tuning pins, and a whole new pin block. Usually a treatment we reserve for Steinways, but it's a testament to the worth that we attach to Yamaha C-series greens in particular. These are desirable pianos, a favorite model of piano teachers to teach on in their own studio and to recommend to their students. And it's certainly a piano worth our while to rebuild. This piano needed it, and we restored it to a proper condition, to like new condition. The finish is not 100% perfect, we'll grant that. It is a satin ebony finish, so if you don't like the shiny finish, you may find this more agreeable, especially in the house of wooden furniture. But we're more than comfortable putting a 10-year warranty on this piano, all parts and labor, and 100% lifetime trade-up guarantee. do please make sure you have it in tune twice a year by a professional technician, and to keep it in the situation of moderate and stable humidity. That's crucial for any piano, no matter the brand or size. And if you do that, you can, if you wish, trade this piano in at any point in the future for a larger piano, or anything more expensive. It doesn't have to be larger necessarily. But rest assured, so long as you take good care of this piano, regular tuning, proper humidity, you can expect a long life out of it. Yamahas are workhorses in general, and the C series was the conservatory series. It was designed specifically to withstand especially heavy wear in a music conservatory or any other setting of music instruction. And as such, these pianos are rugged. You can play them a lot and get a lot of life out of them and still have a very satisfying musical experience, which in this case I thought was especially satisfying. I'm very happy with the way it turned out. Not as bright as you might expect a Yamaha to sound, but still very clear sounding. That is, in my opinion, inherent in the design of any Yamaha piano. The cast iron plates, strings, bridges, soundboard, all of that comes together to produce a certain sound as determined by the manufacturer as ideal according to their ideals. And that's why Steinways sound like Steinways and Yamahas sound like Yamahas, no matter if you have soft or hard hammers in the action. And this has that characteristic Yamaha clarity, but it's not so bright. It's more of a borderline mellow, but if you play it very loudly, it has a clear sound. So I guess I'll rate this a 5 on the scale from 1 to 10, from mellow to bright. A lot of dynamic range, and that's what the C series was designed to have as an advantage over the G series that Yamaha had been making and continued to make until '94. The objection that some, especially classical piano players, had to Yamahas from the 1960s was that they didn't have enough sustaining quality, and that the tone might have been too brittle, and the dynamic range was not enough. I've played 60s Yamahas, and I'm not entirely sure I agree with that assessment. Some of them are quite lovely, but nonetheless, Yamaha took that as an opportunity to improve upon the designs they already had, and so that's how the C series came about, the C3 and the C7 originally in 1967. The rim was constructed with harder woods that would, to my understanding, dissipate less of the vibrations of the soundboard, and therefore concentrate more of those vibrations into the soundboard, giving it greater tonal projection when you need to have more tonal projection. And they also retain all the subtlety that Yamahas tend to have when you play very softly. So it really expanded the dynamic range, even better than the G3, which I think is already quite good. And so really, and that gets back to the reason why these pianos appeal so much to especially serious pianists, piano teachers, advanced piano students, recording studios, institutions. They're a very capable piano, especially for their size. And they've remained popular to this day for that exact reason. And I forget if I said, I'll rate this a 5 on a scale from 1 to 10, from mellow to bright. It just depends on how you play it. You can get a very warm, delicate, almost dark sound out of it, but it can brighten up a lot more if you play it loudly, and you got all the subtlety available to you in between, so it's quite satisfying to play for that reason. In the touch, I would say it is a little bit lighter than average, which is what Yamaha is known for, maybe more in the older models. Less than the average amount of resistance in the keys may not be desirable for some teachers who insist on having a firm touch for their students, especially if they have Steinways in the school, but that hasn't stopped many teachers from having Yamahas anyway, and recommending them for their students. And when a firm touch is not the absolute priority, I prefer it actually myself, this lighter touch. It's easier on my hands, and in my opinion, it's allowed me to develop subtlety when playing softly, while giving myself a break when I'm trying to play loudly or quickly. It helps me out, doesn't wear me out as much, and it's, in general, just more of a pleasure to play, in my opinion. So if you're also in that situation and feel the same way as I do, I think you'll be very happy with the way this turned out. It's easier on the hands, but also very controllable, very subtle, as you would expect any Yamaha brand to be. And we've very thoroughly regulated this and gotten a very exacting regulation. One thing about Yamahas is that they're very easy for us technicians to service, and when we go about our regulation procedure, which is very complicated, a bunch of processes, each for the 88 notes of the keyboard, we get very good results. They're very easy and very cooperative to work on, and they're a pleasure to work on, and we get really good results working on them. So really quite wonderful. 5 and 4 for the tone and touch. I can say it does have a sostenuto pedal, which sometimes older Yamaha brands do not have, but this one does. So if you need it, it's here. And if you don't know how it works, you select notes on the keyboard, press the middle pedal with your left foot normally. It will only engage the dampers in the up position for the ones you pre-selected. So it works the same as it would on a Steinway or other premium pianos. If you need it, rest assured, it's on this piano and it functions on all dampers. If you don't need it, then it's a nice bonus to have. So, and of course, like everything else we sell, I mentioned this has a 10-year warranty, all parts and labor, and 100% lifetime trade-up guarantee. And we'll be including the bench. And this appears to be an original, I think this is the original bench for this piano. It is a quality Yamaha bench. It even has a key cover, which is a nice way to keep dust out of the keys if you still want to have the fall board open and look at the Yamaha decal. I understand that. So that's included with the piano, and Yamaha benches are very well constructed. They're very sturdy. Some of my favorite benches that we get in here. Anyway, please stop by and try this out for yourself. It's a really capable piano. If you can't make it, you can always give us a phone call or send us an email with any questions, but we do hope to see you if you can. Thanks.